Hi everyone. Today uh, we are here for a session with the personality who has been selling on Amazon for a long time, and he's expert in private label and wholesale. We have invited him specially for this session, and thanks to him that he joined our session today. And we are going to learn a lot from him. Uh, Welcome to Scott Needham. He's from Utah, USA, and he's running his own service-based company. And also, he has developed his own tool to help Amazon sellers. So, thank you, Scott, for coming live with us. And we're going to ask you some questions here. A lot of audience will be joining to see you. So, Scott, first of all, please let us know about yourself, something about your
Sure.
company and how you started your journey, because a lot of people are newbies here. They are starting their journeys of Amazon or e-commerce, so it will help.
Yeah. So I've been selling on Amazon for a decade, and in that time have easily cleared more than $100 million in sales on the channel. One secret is that not all of those sales were profitable.
Right.
But yeah, we've done pretty well and really scaled our Amazon selling business to over 100 employees. That's with a warehouse and so that entire time, I've been kind of a software developer, building systems. There were no tools available 10 years ago when I started, and so I was always building my own. About 3 years ago, I started to build software tools for other Amazon sellers when I saw how big the community was, and that led me to starting a podcast called The Smartest Amazon Seller. I'm just very engaged with the community and very excited with what we have built. 18 months ago, we launched Smart Scout and already have over 2,000 paying users. So that's where we're at.
All right, great. So can you explain a bit about your software you just talked about, Smart Scout?
Yeah,
How to help people, because we
yeah.
have a lot of service providers here and sellers here.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I mean, we've been building a lot of tools, and even in 2 weeks, we're going to be launching our search term tool. But the best way to think about Smart Scout is a lot of the tools in the space. They're really good at product research. If you want to research like you know this product, you can analyze it, understand it. But Smart Scout is more about market research. We take a step back to give you a bird's eye view on the entire landscape. For example, there are about 1.3 million brands on selling on Amazon. What we do is we organize all the products in the brand. So, like, if you want to click on Nike, you see, like, okay, here's Nike, here's all their top performing products all the way down. And here's what their attributes are at a brand level. And so, take the 1.3 million brands, we allow you to filter to find the best of the best brands. This is very useful for like a wholesale situation where you want to find brands that aren't competitive or aren't selling to Amazon retail.
Right, right, right. So, so you in your Smart Scout, we can do some product research too. Like if I want to find a winning product for my private label or wholesale FBA or something. Can we find it out from there,
Yeah,
or we? Okay,
uh, absolutely. So think about there are 42,000 subcategories on Amazon. And what we actually have is an ability to like navigate through them to see, the top level data around a subcategory. So, for example, let's take tennis rackets. We show you how much revenue is getting done in that subcategory. and then what percentage of that subcategory is done through Amazon, like a 1P or on a 3P. So you really can discover some niches that would be, profitable from a private label standpoint, and we show market share. So like you say, you take tennis rackets, we'll be like, okay, 10% market share goes to Wilson, 5% goes to Head or these other brands. So we break it down, and so that you really like I said, going back to my first point, that it's like a market research tool where you're like, okay, I want to move into this market, this niche, help you understand what it is, where the opportunities would be.
Okay, for which marketplaces or for which markets your
Yeah.
tools can be used?
So we have about 10 markets, countries that we serve for the Amazon. So we got US, Canada, Mexico. Then we have, the five big European ones: UK, Italy, France, Germany, and Spain. And then
Right.
we have India as well. Those, let's see, do we have any others? That's all we have for now.
Right. So, like other tools do, they have extensions, they have web pages, they have little tools in their webs. So, your tool, how it make difference with other tools, right? Like, what we can do something different on your tool? Like, there are a lot of tools there in market.
Yeah, no, they are. I think, there is a free trial, so you can just like jump right in and see.
Right.
But it's the speed in which you can see what's happening across so many different types of products. Like, say, for example, let's take the 1.3 million brands out there. Well, with a little of a filter, you'd be like, okay, show me the brands that have on average 2 to 4 FBA sellers. Show me the brands that are in the toy category. Show me the brands that have a high average price point. And then we take that 1.3 million brands down to like, the 75 that fit your ideal criteria.
Right, right. So if someone wants to do some brand reselling on Amazon, so this tool can
Oh
really
yeah.
help them, right?
I mean,
Okay.
that's why I built it. Our brand reselling, we got to 65 million in revenue, and I was tired of the question of like, where's the next profitable brand? What's the next product?
Right.
And that year after year, that was just in the back of my mind. And so what I wanted to do was kind of like organize all the data on Amazon, and to answer that, to like be like, okay, these 30 brands, they are my ideal type of brands.
Right, right. So thank you so much. Um, can it be used for private label products like what we do in product hunting of private label
Uh-huh.
products? We see data from Amazon, we see some data from other tools like trends and everything of Amazon. And then what we do, we go for Google trend and see what market overall market in US or UK is searching for this product or how this product is going on. So your tool can help us not to compare Amazon and Google trends. It can tell us the whole scenario. I understand
Yeah.
in whole market.
So, its best use case in private label is around competitor research. We
Right.
do a lot for competitor research to see what types of products from a brand are doing the best. And we even show with where they're advertising, what search terms they are advertising on.
Right.
And then we also have a tool that shows their historic growth rate, if they've grown over time. And yeah, you know, it's certainly a tough, you know, there's challenges to selling on Amazon. And I've always just thought that, like, having the most knowledge going in is kind of what can differentiate between different types of sellers.
Right, understand. So if we want a competitor analysis, like we want to sell something, for example, lemon squeezer, and I want to compare other brands, so your tool can exactly help what they are
Absolutely.
doing.
We
Okay,
would not just show you that, we would show you the market of lemon squeezers. We'd be like, okay, this brand does 20% of the market, this one does 15%, this one does 5%. Yeah.
right, right. Thank you so much. So we have some questions. Meanwhile, Usama have some questions. He can ask you. I will be reading now our audience questions, and we'll come back to you. Right,
Yeah, thank you.
Usama?
I've got a question for Scott, and I was going through the features of your tool, Smart Scout, and there's a feature, Ad Spy. If you could just brief me about that, how it helps a private label seller on Amazon.
Yeah. So what AdSpy does is we're showing where competitors are advertising and what their win rates are, and if they're winning the top spot. So I think AdSpy's core feature is to show win rates on specific search terms. So like if someone is winning the top spot, 10% of the time, 50% of the time, 100% of the time, we're scraping that on every search term, and really showing you your competitor's playbook. So if you wanted to find new search terms that could be profitable ones, we show you what the competitors are doing, and you can pick and choose which ones that you would like to go after. And we allow you to filter. So you'd be like, okay, I want to see the branded search terms, or I want to see the unbranded search terms. You can filter those out. We're showing this on sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored video.
All right. Since we are talking about Amazon PPC and private label, I really want to ask you these questions because you've been hosting, you have hosted 150 plus people on your podcast. So I have to ask you this question that according to you, or what do you suggest that should be the proper way of launching an Amazon private label product? How should we, or what campaigns should we use while launching an Amazon product?
Shoot, that's um, so there's a few things that I would make sure that I believed in when launching a product. Obviously the images, and but also really good SEO, where you are using
Right.
lots of different types of key search terms or keywords that can help you cast the widest net. Um, I mean, you can pay for traffic, and you can advertise a lot, but the best traffic is the organic. That's what you want, and I think SEO is the least expensive way to get good traffic. So that's why we will be releasing a few new features in the next 2 or 3 months that help um, you capture the best search terms, the most relevant search terms. We're releasing a relevancy score for specific search terms. So I think SEO is the low hanging fruit because you don't want to spend too much money. But we just launched a few products, and they are. We wanted to make sure that the highest. We wanted to advertise on what we know are the highest converting search terms. And the only way to know the highest converting search terms is you have to jump in the mind of the consumer, of like, if they are looking just for your product, what would they type? And so for us, we're launching a few color pickleball paddles, and that's just like a kind of game like tennis. And we have a gold one, a silver one, and a leopard print. And we want to make sure that if we're advertising on the gold one, what would be the types of things that someone would search? And we're advertising on actually just the search term gold pickleball paddles or shiny pickleball paddles. it's very competitive to advertise on just the generic search term pickleball paddles. We lose in that scenario. We end up spending too much. But if you're able to start with the niche keywords and build up, that's the advice that I have. And we usually spend anywhere from 10 to 20% of our revenue on ads. I've seen even higher in the beginning days.
Right. Okay. So let's have some questions from
All
our
right.
audience.
So coming back to the features,
Okay, Usama,
if I
you
may, sorry,
continue.
I've
And
got just a question. Yeah,
okay, okay.
coming back to the features of Smart Scout, it's mentioned there's a feature called Traffic Graph. Could you please explain briefly what's that, and is it related to PPC or product research?
Yeah. So what traffic graph is you can enter in a product or a search term. And what we do is we've reverse engineered the frequently bought together widget to show you where that product is also being featured. And so it's really helpful for finding similar products or complementary products. You got to think that lots of products are complements. They're not competitive, but they're complements. And it's generally kind of hard to find those without too much help. So what we want to do is show you a product and show you all the complementary products. What do people buy stuff with other things? And so generally, if you put in an ASIN, you'll get a whole host of others that could be products you could advertise on. And but then that's one side. But on the other, it's also a very interesting discovery tool where you can learn about a niche. For example, we have a product. It's a dinner bell, and when we punched in our product, the dinner bell, we had no idea that people were buying this dinner bell with kids play sets. People were building out like pirate ship things for their backyard, and then they would buy the dinner bell with it to go alongside it. So we realized that like there's a whole like segment to our dinner bell. We never would have figured that out without the traffic graph.
All right. So your tool, Smart Scout, helps in product research, competitor research. But if I
Yes.
may ask you that, I also saw your profile, and it was mentioned that you are the founder of Boxer, which is an agency that provides services. So my question is that I've done my research. I know my products. Now it's time to source my product. So does your agency offer a service like that, which can do the sourcing for me? Is there anything like that?
No, the agency has a slightly different. We generally manage brands that don't like to do work on Amazon. They see it as like a side of their business, and Buyboxer kind of just does like the account management for them. Yeah.
So how does Scott Needham does product sourcing by himself, or have you got some employees or VAs?
The a little bit of everything. We did our product sourcing mainly. I could definitely speak to the wholesale, the reselling on brands, where we would talk to distributors and brands. And we started this in 2013, 9 years ago. We would then get their price lists and take them through a UPC scanner to find the profitable opportunities. And I built a UPC scanner about 8 or 9 years ago. And only recently did I actually put that UPC scanner inside of Smart Scout. So that we would take huge catalogs of thousands of products and find like the top 50 or 100. And that's how we did sourcing on that end.
So, if I may ask you that, apart from Amazon, which other marketplace do you recommend or have been using or you think has been profitable for you? Like, for example, Shopify model or any other model or any other marketplace apart from Amazon, because you've hosted a lot of people in your podcast, so you know more than most of us.
Sure. You know, I'm definitely not super skilled in like Walmart and Shopify, but I love learning about them. Very interesting. And um, we are looking into using a tool called Zentail that takes FBA inventory and posts and creates that onto Walmart in a very programmatic way. So
All
we
right.
are looking at developing into Walmart. I'm not sure if it's a very successful marketplace, but that's where we're looking to grow. The truth is, I've sold $2 or $3 million on eBay, but we ended up shutting that down because it was just really tough to manage that. A lot more customer interaction, a lot more returns, and yeah, we were struggling there.
Okay, so lastly, most of us are doing Amazon wholesale FBA brand reselling, and we need 3PL services. So, do you have any 3PL, or can you recommend any, or maybe your agency provides a service like that? Does it?
So wait, sorry, say that again. You're looking for a
Looking
three.
for a 3PL, third
Yeah,
party logistics?
yeah. I actually just created a directory for this. I'm not sure if it's live, but my podcast that went live yesterday was a company called Sales.Support. Um, and I really
Right.
like their they have an onboarding process which is low touch. You don't have to actually talk to them. If you follow their steps, they have some videos. They have a warehouse out of New Jersey, and I believe they have one out of LA. So uh, and then in about a week or two, we're going to release a directory of service like 3PLs that do specifically Amazon FBA. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll move on to the questions.
Scott, there is a question from, let's make it live. This one. UPC scanner. We can upload list receipt from brands and it will automatically populate data which UPC is profitable, right?
Yes.
Right. So they compare. So the cost of product from that list and on Amazon and after deduction of FBA fees, so it shows the profit, right? So it's all in one tool, right? Everything in one tool, you want to say, because now what we do here, we have different tools for this whole stuff. We have to. I will not name them, but for UPC scanning, we have different one. For other one, for research and comparison and profit, we have another one, and for current data through extensions, we have another one. So all we can have your tool and try it for all these stuff, right?
Yeah. We're kind of new in the space. Just been doing it a little over a year and have continued to deliver. And I don't want to sound too arrogant, but um, because I have a lot of experience on Amazon and have tried all of the tools, I kind of have a good eye for how to improve them. And I like, if I were those other competing tools, I'd be a little bit scared because if we come in that space, we're gonna do really well. we are releasing some search term tools in 2 weeks. And I know, because I use all the other tools, I use them all. I know what we're releasing is a little bit better. So, you know, whether you engage and use Smart Scout now or in the future, like we do plan to make it just a little bit better to make your to help sellers like yourselves to really to succeed. And our goal isn't to just to make money, but also to make sure that that you guys get the best bang for your buck. If you're investing in tools or in research, that it's worthwhile. And if possible, take your list of tools from 10 down to 3 or 2. So
Right.
we're building a lot, and we've actually done it with a very low development budget. This is my opinion. But I think some of the other tools, the biggest ones out there, I think they're getting a little lazy. We are doing more on less budget than them, and so I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
Okay.
It's a great space to be in, and I really do hope at the end of the day that I'm able to help Amazon sellers succeed, and that's ultimately our goal. And we've had I love making tools. It's just such a fun business.
Right. So, Scott, do you have some videos, tutorials of your tools, how to
Yeah.
use it, or so we will post in our group so people become aware of that tool, how it works, and how there is some research going on and results coming out. So, these kind of videos you have.
We do have what we call Smart Scout University. If you just go to smartscout.com/education,
Right.
we have about a dozen videos showcasing our different features. We're working on building more education so that people have the right knowledge. I did see someone's comment here in the feed, and they asked if there was a discount. And so while we were talking live, I went and created a coupon code. Anyone that is listening, coupon code of eCommerce50, and that'll get you $50 off a subscription. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Right. Thank you.
So if I may, gentlemen, I've got a question for you, which is, how is Smart Scout different than others? Because I see here that it's mentioned in Smart Scout, you've got a map of Amazon sellers across the world. So what features are there that differentiate Smart Scout from others? Can you highlight a few?
So that map is actually freely available. If you go to smartscout.com and there's a little button that says the seller map, you click on that, and what we have done is to created a map of all sellers in the United States, and you can click on them and see their brands and what their revenue is. We estimate we do a lot of research around brands and sellers. So actually, we have pretty much all the aggregators. They use our tool to research other sellers. So we've organized all their products and brands, and to do that. That can be a successful way to use the tool, is to look at other sellers and see their brands and see, if they're having success with these brands, I might as well too. So we call that kind of the spy method, where you could spy on what other sellers are doing.
All right. So what makes Smart Scout stand out from its competitors, if there's one thing that makes it?
Really, it's the bird's eye view and how much we show our work. So just imagine you're at the top, you have a bird's eye view of what's happening on Amazon, and
Yeah.
that very quickly you can jump in and see so many details. But you can always go back up to the bird's eye. It truly is, I think, the first market research that gives you that view that is affordable. And yeah.
Yeah, so it's also, I think, the only tool that's useful for sellers doing private label, wholesale, and arbitrage. And could you just quickly tell me what's the pricing for this tool per month?
Yeah.
How much would it
Yeah,
cost?
our standard, which really will serve a lot of people, is $97 a month. Um,
All right.
we do have a trial, which people can jump in, and we definitely
And
want
how many users can use that
to.
per
So
month?
we are going to right now. Today it's one. I think we're going to change that very soon to three. So we recognize that people want to like get more use out of it. So we are changing that pricing model, but if let's see, yeah, but that's
And
that.
can you increase the number of users because we
Yes.
love sharing?
Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
do that for us?
Yeah, we do. Like that is an option. There today there is an additional expense for additional users, but that can help. A shared account probably be more economic and have all of the features that we've got.
And I think if you add an additional user, it costs around $50.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So $97 is the monthly fee, and you've just mentioned that e-commerce will get a $50 discount. So is it going to be $47 per month?
That is actually just for the first month.
All right.
If you guys would like, I can do it right now. The best way to make things most efficient is on the yearly subscription. That already saves 20%. I can give you guys an additional 20% off of a yearly subscription. That I'll create that coupon code as well. So if you really, if you see in the trial and you really like it, and you're like, okay, I want to invest a little bit further, we can do a 20% off of a yearly, and we'll just call that e-commerce 20.
All
That
right,
Great.
one,
right.
Great.
that one will be the 50% off. Sorry, the 20% off.
Okay, right. So,
Excellent. And apart from that, we need a walkthrough of your entire software. So is it available or can you do that for us any day? A
Yeah,
live?
sure. That would be great.
All right.
okay, Scott, one question. If we have 7 days trial, right? So, access will be of full features, or some features we will not be able to access, or what? In
Um,
7 days.
so in the trial period, we don't let people export data. We have like Excel exports. That is not until someone's like after the trial. There are different plans. There's a starter, which is very, very good for wholesale. There is the pro plan in the middle. And then we do have an enterprise plan, which brings out the historic data. So if you want to look at historic data, we do have our enterprise plans, which a lot of the Amazon aggregators are using, and that one runs about $500 a month.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay. So thank you so much, Scott, for coming live and
Yeah.
explaining all this stuff. And at the end, I will like you to give our audience a tip for selling on Amazon. Like if they are doing brand reselling, what do they should consider to grab that brand that brand will permit them to sell on Amazon? And because there are some issues like when you contact the brands, they say, okay, we will sell you our products in bulk, but we will not let you sell on Amazon. While on their listing, there are 6 or 7 sellers are selling there. So can you give us a tip, a pro tip?
So, yeah, this is something that I we engaged in a little bit, is to kind of turn the conversation around and be like, hey, I'm not interested in your top performing products. I'm interested in your bottom performing products. I and see and be like, I like to like, tell them that you fix poor performing listings and are looking at growing their brand on Amazon. And then, if you're able to follow through on that, then maybe you do get access to the top brands. So that's one process that we engage in, is to make sure that we are that we help grow their brand and not just another Amazon seller.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Scott, for coming.
Thank you,
Hope
Sadhguru Sama. It's great.
hope we will see you again here with some pro tips and some other sessions. So nice of you. And thank you everyone who joined this session. So we'll be next time uh, we'll come with Scott with some other topic and some other relevant stuff. Thank you so much.